Hey, it's your boy J-Dub, coming at you with another YouTube video. Oh yeah.
Fight tonight.
What's going on, everybody? J-Dub here. Today's video is going to be about the champion point system, or CP, for those of you guys that are new. If somebody says CP, it means champion point. But it's going to be about the CP system as it pertains to tanks. What I did in this video is a lot different than what I do normally. What I did is I broke down each individual CP tree per CP level, and it's going to be like per 100. So 160, I did the first timestamp is going to be at 160. The second one will be at 200 CP, then 300, 400. It goes all the way up to 1600 CP. So that should cover everyone or a majority of people. If you are already at 1600 plus, you're more than likely already know where to put your CP points. So that's kind of why I stopped at 1600. Probably could have stopped a little bit earlier, but I know some people are kind of new to tanking that have quite a bit of CP. So that's why I went so high. So anyways, that's what we're going to do in this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. We're just going to jump right into it, and hopefully you guys are good to go. Actually, the one thing that I do want to take up right quick is going to be how to equip and how to just like general information on the CP system. So if you are new, this is something you need to look at. If you're not, go to the description, click the timestamps. So first off, the CP system, what I look at it as is like basically just like your skills right here, right? You have an active bar, you have your passives, and you have skill points, right? The only way to use any of these abilities here is to put them on your skill bar, and that's how you can use them, right? And then these passives are just something that you always have, right? To an extent. Such as like sorting board, you have to have a sorting board equipped, right? Well, it's a little bit different here because in the CP system, up at the top, you have your skill bar, right? And then in each tree, which you could call skills, right? Or whatever, CP trees, you have these passive ones. These passive ones are yellow. These are the ones that you put in and you actively get them no matter what, right? That's the difference between this and the skill tree, right? And then you have these brighter stars, these green ones, or maybe they're blue, right? Or maybe they're red, depending on which tree you're in. So what you have to do, so like this one's glowing like pretty crazy, right? It means that I can use this tree, or I can use this star, click and drag it up here, confirm it, and that means that this star is now active, and I can actively get 10 minutes on my food when I take it. So that's kind of how the system works. You have to go ahead and take these stars, put them up here, up on the very top. Then you have to confirm it before you will start being able to get these bonuses to these active stars. So it's a little bit, maybe it can be a little bit confusing for some, but that's how you have to do the CP system. And hopefully that made a little bit more sense and it was like straight to the point. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the general information on the CP. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comment sections below. We're going to get started on CP 160 CP. All right, let's go ahead and look at 160 CP. So here's what I did. I put 10 points in the Boundless, 10 points into Ironclad. Once you do that, you're definitely going to want to put these bad boys up here on the slottables. Then make sure you hit confirm. Then I went ahead and put 10 points in the Tireless so we can unlock Fortification. Fortification is huge and we want to try and max this out as early as possible. So the more points you put in, I would continuously start dropping points in Fortification until it's maxed out. That's what I would do. Fortification is really good. If you look here, it goes all the way up to 6%. So we're obviously not there yet, but once we do get there, it's going to help us mitigate a lot of damage. Excuse me. So 10 points into here just so we can unlock Fortification. Again, 10 points into armor so we can get 346 armor, and then 10 points here so we can get 280 max health. Again, these are slottable, so make sure you slot them on the top. Here's the blue tree. So to be able to unlock this tree here and your defensives, you have to unlock either max stam or max magicka. So we're going to go with stam because most tanks hold block a lot. So we're going to go with more stam. So 10 points into tireless here. Excuse me, which then unlocks this tree. We're going to go 10 in the quick recovery because we have to anyways to unlock these side passives. So then we're going to go 10 into preparation. We're going to try and max this out as quick as possible. Then we're going to come out here and put 10 points into duelist, 10 points into enduring resolve. We put 3 points here, but we may end up taking those out and kind of distributing those later on into these other trees. Only because if you are a tank, you're more than likely going to get out of AoEs anyways. So that's why we're not really too worried about this star in particular. So let's go ahead and check out the green tree. Let's go way over here. Actually, I forgot to slot these blue ones. I apologize. Let's go ahead and slot these. Make sure we hit R and then E to confirm. Let's go to the green tree again. So we got 9 into Steed's Blessing, which this increases our out of combat speed. So wherever we're running or anything like that around the world, we'll be able to definitely move just a little bit faster. We put 10 points in here to reduce our fall damage, 10 points here to reduce the cost of way shrines, 10 points here in the favor, and then we're going to start putting points into here once we get enough inspiration boost, so that way we can increase our crafting inspiration gained by 10%. This is really good, and hopefully we can max this out. 9 points here. We'll definitely put 1 point into here, into the steadfast, so that our weapon enchants start to decay just a little bit slower. So cool. Hopefully this helped you out for the 160 tanks. Yeah, if you keep watching the video, 200's coming up next. All right, let's go ahead and look at 200 CP for the tanks. All right, so here's what we did. We got 10 into Boundless, 10 into Ironclad. Make sure these are slottables, so just make sure you put those in there. This one gives you max health. This one gives you armor, which is going to help out later on. We got 10 points into Tireless just to kind of unlock fortification here, but it's also not bad. Reduce the cost, block by 20 stam. It's okay. But this is what we're aiming for. We're going to try and max out fortification. Hopefully we do that soon, because this is going to help out a lot. It's going to help mitigate a lot of damage. This goes all the way up to 6%, by the way. All right, so let's go to Blue Tree. So we got 10 into Stam here, which then unlocks this tree here. We got 10 into Quick Recovery. We're going to start pumping points into Preparation now. So definitely start doing that. Then we got these 3 slottables as well. We got reduce single target damage, reduce dot damage, and reduce AoE damage. This is actually not bad, so definitely keep these up. Put them in here, and it's good that we put points into reduce damage taken by area effects, so AoEs, because we want to eventually open up Bulwark, and this is going to help mitigate a lot of quite a bit more damage as well. This will be much later on though. All right, so here we go. We got 9 points in the Steed's Blessing, which is going to increase our movement speed out of combat. Reduce fall damage, 10 points here, 15 points for the way shrines, 9 points to reduce enchants. Definitely need to put 1 point in here. Actually, let's do that now instead of putting 1 point here. Let's do that. Let's put 1 point here so that we're connected and we're good to go. And then we put 12 points into inspiration boost. So we'll put the next couple points we get, we'll definitely put here. That way we get the 10% bonus coming up. 10 points into favors just so we can unlock this and get to inspiration boost. Yeah, so that is your 200 CP, or at least what I would probably put points into. If you continue watching the video, we'll see you at the 300 CP. All right, let's go ahead and look at 300 CP. So we went ahead and put 13 points into Boundless to increase our max health. And then 14 into Ironclad. This is going to increase our armor. These are both slottable, so just make sure that you put them up on the top tree here and confirm it. 10 points into Tireless, which unlocks the stars here and here. We want to unlock this first to max out Fortification. Now that we can, this is actually really huge. You'll probably start feeling just a lot more tankier now that this is maxed out. This increases the amount of damage you can block by 2%, so all the way up to 6%. It's actually really, really huge. 8 points into Hasty, just so we can unlock the passive here that gives us more health, which is Hero's Vigor. We're sitting at 280 here. And yeah, that's your 300 CP there. So let's go to the blue tree. We put 10 points in the Max Dam and Max Magicka here, which is going to unlock the center tree here. Click that. 10 points in the Quick Recovery, 20 points in the Preparation. We're going to start pumping this up to get as many points in this as possible. 10 points in the Hardy, 10 points into Elemental. We come out and then we have our 10 points per tree here, which is this reduces single target damage, reduces dot damage, and reduces AoE damage. So definitely put 10 points into there. Put them in your slottables and we're good to go. Let's check out the green tree. We put 10 points in the Steed's Blessing. Then we're going to go over here. Or I guess we could start at the bottom, huh? So 10 points in the Steed's Blessing, increase your movement speed out of combat. 10 into Break Fall, reduce that fall damage. 15 into reduce Race Shrine cost. 10 points here, only to unlock Inspiration. Then we're going to put 15 points here, which will increase the crafting inspiration gain by 10%, which is super nice. 10 points into your weapon enchants, decay 20% slower. This is actually really good. So to put 10 points here, and then 10 points into Rationeer. This is going to increase your food duration and drink duration per stage. So we're looking at 10 minutes extra, which may not sound like a lot, but it actually is not that bad. Then we're going to start pumping points into Treasure Hunter, because when we actually go out and do dungeons and stuff like that, we're going to want as many points into here as possible so that we can start opening up chests and getting better quality items. So that is your 300 CP for tanks. Hopefully this helped out. If you're going to keep watching, we're at 400 CP next. All right, let's go ahead and start looking at 400 CP for tanks. We got 14 into Boundless, 14 in Ironclad. This one gives you max health. This one gives you armor. These are both slottables. Make sure that you put them up here and confirm that. We got 10 points in the Tireless. We have to put 10 points into here just so we can unlock Fortification. Then we're going to max out Fortification here. This is a 6% block mitigation. Super huge, really good. 100% get it. 8% in the Hasty, only to unlock Hero's Vigor, which we just maxed out now at 400 CP. So definitely do that. Then we're going to start putting points into Tumbling. We need 13 more points to unlock. And then we're going to start pumping points into Expert Evasion. Let's go to the blue tree. So we got 10 points in the Max Dam, 10 points into Max Dam, Max Magicka, sorry. We're going to open up this tree here. We got 10 points in the Quick Recovery, 40 points into Preparation. Now that we're maxed out, we're taking 8% reduced damage. 10 points in the Hardy, 10 points into Elemental. Then we pump 20 points into Duelist, 13 points into Enduring. We're just going to keep our 10 points here, just to kind of reduce some damage of AoEs. But we're going to start maxing this one out as well. Enduring Resolve. We want to max this one out to 20 as well as Duelist. Let's go to the green tree. 10 into Steed's Blessing, or Steed's Blessing, which is 4% increased movement speed. We got 10 into Breakfall, reduce the damage. 15 points into the Race Shrine, or not 10%, but 10 points. 15 points into Wanderer to reduce the cost of Race Shrine. 10 points here only to unlock Inspiration Boost, which we put 15 points into. We have 10 points into Steadfast to reduce our weapon enchants decay by 20%. Then we put 50 points into Treasure Hunter now that we have it. 10 points into Rationeer, and now we're going to start putting points into Liquid just because we want that extra 10% to reduce or excuse me, that chance of not consuming a pot when we take it. So this is what we're aiming for right here next. Well, that is a look at 400 CP. Next, if you continue watching, we'll look at 500 CP next. All right, let's take a look at 500 CP. We put 14 points into Boundless to increase our max health, 14 points into Ironclad to increase our armor here. These are both slottable, so we need to put these up here. Make sure you confirm that. 10 points into Tireless, just so we can unlock Fortification and Hasty, but we definitely want to unlock Fortification immediately. So 45 points here, 6% block mitigation is pretty big, so definitely want that. 8% into Hasty. Then we go 40 points into Vigor here, just so we can have that max health. We're going to put 15 points into Tumbling, just so we can unlock this, so we can start getting Expert Evasion. This is what we're going for right now. Every dodge roll we do is free after 30 seconds. So that's really big. We definitely want to slot this as quick as possible. Blue Tree now. We got 10 into Max Magicka. 16 in the max stam. We'll eventually max this out as soon as we can, which unlocks this tree here. We got 10 in the quick recovery, 40 preparation, 20 hardy, and then 20 elemental aegis. We got 20 into duelist and 20 points into enduring here. We definitely want to kind of increase these as, because these are the ones that hit us the most. So reduce the damage taken by single target attacks by 4%. That's where we're at right now. And then reduce the damage taken by damage over time. So we definitely want to try and get these going up. So definitely start pumping points into here as well. Eventually we'll max these out. We only have 10 points into here to reduce the AoEs. You should know by now that standing in stuff that constantly damages you is bad, so don't stand in AoEs. So that's why we're only putting 10 points into here. That's something that you need to learn as a tank and everything. Just stop standing in AoEs that deal damage to you if possible. Let's go to the green tree. We have 10 points in the Steed's Blessing just to increase our movement speed here. 10 points into Breakfall, 15 into Wanderer here, 10 points into this one just so we can unlock Inspiration Boost. Whenever you're crafting and stuff, it increases your crafting inspiration gain by 10%. Super good. 10 points into Steadfast to reduce our weapon enchant decay. And then we have 50 points into Treasure Hunter. We wanted to max this out first if we could, just so we could get good quality items when we get them from chests. I mean, obviously it's RNG based, but we have a better chance. 10 points into Rationeer. Now we're going to start pumping points into here because it's nice to have that 10% chance to not consume a potion. It's actually really nice. So definitely want to put them in there. Remember to slot your passives. I think I might have forgot to slot that on the last one. But anyways, make sure you slot all your passives. You should be good to go. All right, if you continue, hopefully this helped out, and if you're continuing watching, 500 CP is next. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at 600 CP for tanks. We have 16 into Boundless, which increases our max health. We have 16 into Ironclad, which increases our armor. Make sure that we slot these as they are slottable. We're going to come over here to the far right side and get Tireless Guardian. Going to put 10 points into there. Go down and put all your points into Fortification, 45 points. Make sure you max that out. 6% block mitigation is really nice. As far as 8 in the Hasty, just to unlock Hero's Vigor, which is going to grant us 1120 max health. We're going to come down just a little bit to Tumbling. We're going to put 15 points into there. And then we're going to go ahead and max out Expert Evasion. Then we're going to put that on our slottables. So that way, every time we dodge roll, it is free. And if you look here, when you dodge roll, it's free. It didn't cost any stam, as you can see. And whoops, sorry about that. But as you can see, as my thing is running down, 30 seconds left, Expert Evasion is up. So every 30 seconds, we got a free dodge roll. So super, super nice. So let's go into Blue Tree now. We're going to do 20 into max stam, 20 into max magica, 20 into max stam, which unlocks the middle tree here. We're going to go 10 into quick recovery, 40 into preparation. You want to max that out. 20 into elemental aegis, 20 into hardy. Then we're going to come up here, or excuse me, down here and do 30 points into duelist, 30 points into enduring resolve, and we're going to keep that 10% into AoEs. So make sure CP looking something like this. You'll start to feel a lot more tankier when things start to hit you a lot harder. Okay, so let's go in the green tree. We got 10 into Steed's Blessing, 10 into Breakfall, 15 into the Way Shrine, 10% here, or excuse me, 10%. I keep saying percent, I'm sorry. 15 points here, 10%, 15 points into Wanderer, 10 points into Favor, 15 points into Inspiration Boost, 10 points in the Steadfast, and we got 50 points in the Treasure Hunter. Make sure you slot this, as it is a slottable. Whenever we go to find something in the chest, we might get a chance at getting much higher quality. So we have 10 points into Rationeer, and then we're pumping points into Liquid. So this will be filled up soon. We just need 5 more points, and then we have a chance at not consuming a pot. So that's really good. So hopefully we get that soon. That's a look at 600 CP. If you're continue watching, hopefully this video helped out. And if you're continue watching, we'll be doing 700 CP next. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at 700 CP. So we went ahead and put 32 points into Boundless, which increases our max health by 896. Ironclad, put 33 in there just to put our armor at 1142. These are both slottable, so make sure you put them on the top and confirm that. We go over here to the far right side with Tireless Guardian, put 10 points into there, 45 points into Fortification. Definitely want to max that out immediately, which is 6% block mitigation. Super good. We put 8 points into Hasty, only to unlock Hero's Vigor. So we have 40 points there, which is going to increase our max health to 1120 extra. 15 points into Tumbling, and then we put all our points of 50 into Expert Evasion, which is a slottable. So you're going to have to put that, click and drag it all the way up to the top just so you can confirm it. A free dodge roll every 36 is amazing. Now we're on the blue tree. We put 20 points into max magica, 20 points into max stam, and then we put 23 points into quick recovery, which we're going to fill up here soon. We got 40 in the preparation, 30 into hardy, 30 into elemental aegis. Now you're starting to feel a lot more tankier. Hopefully we fill up this passive tree on the next go ahead. Once we hit 800, we should have all this filled up pretty close. We have 30 into Duelist, 30 into Enduring. I'm going to keep these here for now. Eventually we'll start pumping numbers into here. 10% here to reduce the AoE damage. Again, if you're in AoEs, you're probably wrong. So just get out of your AoEs so you won't take a lot of damage from them. Okay, green tree now. We got 10 into Steed's Blessing. Then we got 10 points into Breakfall, 15 into Reduce Way Shrine costs, 10 points into Favors, 15 points into Inspiration Boost. When we're crafting, we want that inspiration gain by 10%. It's really good. We're going to start putting points into here. So what this does is increases the chance of extracting. So whenever you decon or refine raw materials or whatever, it has a chance at getting some of those upgraded materials. So we definitely want to start pumping points into here. We got 50 in the Treasure Hunter, 10 into Steadfast enchant. Again, make sure that Treasure Hunter is slotted, as it is a slottable. We have 10 points into Rationeer, and then we have 75 points into Liquid. Let's go ahead and put that bad boy up on the slottables and confirm that as it is one. So now we have a 10% chance to not consume a potion or poison. This is actually really good. So hopefully this pays off. But yeah, hopefully this helped out. If you continue watching, we'll be looking at 800 CP next. All right, let's go ahead and look at 800 CP for tanks. We went ahead and put 48 points into Boundless. This is going to increase our max health by 1344. 50 points into armor. So now we finally maxed this out. Make sure that these are equipped on the top, as these are slottables to be able to gain the bonus. So now we're good on the armor here. We got Tireless Guardian at 10 points on the far right side. Underneath that, we got Fortification. Definitely want to max that out at 45. That's going to increase our block mitigation by 6%. To the left here, we got Hasty. Definitely just put 8 points into there. Just so you can unlock Hero's Vigor at 40 points, which is going to give us 1120 max health. 15 points into Tumbling, just so we can unlock Expert Evasion. Expert Evasion gives us one free dodge roll every 30 seconds. So it's really, really nice. You don't even have to have Stam to have it, to have the dodge roll. Okay, so the blue tree, we put 20 points in the Stam, 20 points into Max Magicka, which is going to unlock the purple passive tree here. We put 36 points into Quick Recovery, 40 points into Preparation. You definitely want to keep this maxed out. 40 points into Hardy, that's maxed out now. 40 points into Elemental Aegis, which is maxed out now, which is awesome. And then we are at 30% Duelist, 30% Enduring. These are the harder hitter ones, so we definitely want to keep these for roughly about 30%. And then we have, or excuse me, not 30%, I apologize, 30 points here. And then we want to put 10 points into reduce AoE damage. So obviously if you're in AoE, if you're in damage over times, or excuse me, AoEs, you definitely want to get out of it. So that's why we only put 10 points here. It's pretty easy just to walk out of that stuff, but definitely don't stay in them. We got 10% or 10 points into Steed's Blessing. We have 10 points into Breakfall, 15 points into Wanderer, and then 10 points into Favor, which brings us up to 15 into Inspiration Boost. If you do a little bit of crafting, it's kind of nice to have 15 points here. 50 points into Disassembly. You definitely want to try and get points there. This is a slottable, so whenever you do crafting, decon, refining, or anything like that, make sure you put this in your slottables so that you gain a chance at getting more powerful resin tempers, anything like that. 50 points into Treasure Hunter there. Steadfast Enchant, we put 10 points there, 10 points into Rationer, 70 points into Liquid Efficiency, and then we put 10 points into Steed's Blessing. We started putting points into Professional Upkeep just to reduce the cost of repairing our armor by 1% per stage. So again, the green tree is a little bit up to you, just so you know. All right, let's go ahead. Hopefully this helps you out. We'll be going over 900 CP next, so we'll see you there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at 900 CP. We put 50 points into Boundless, which increases our max health. Ironclad, 50 points here, just so it increases our armor. We're gonna go make sure these are slottable, so make sure that you slot them up on the top and confirm. We put 30 points in the Tireless just to kind of reduce the stamina as we're blocking. We have Fortification setting at 45, so that's 6% block mitigation, which is super nice. We put 16 points in the Hasty just to increase our movement speed while we're sprinting, which is kind of nice. 4 points into Sprinter just because we're going to end up hitting 10% here. We got 40 points into Hero's Vigor just to kind of increase our max health. 15 points into Tumbling. And then we have Expert Evasion maxed out at 50. Expert Evasion is every time you dodge roll, you get one free dodge roll every 30 seconds. So it's super nice. Now let's look at the blue tree. We have 20 points into Max Stam, 20 points into Max Magicka. In the center tree, we have everything maxed out. 40 Quick Recovery, 40 Hardy, 40 Preparation, 40 Elemental Aegis. And then we put 40 points into Duelist and Enduring. These are the big ones. You definitely want to take less damage for single target and dot damage. And then we put 20 points into reduce your damage taken by AoEs. Obviously, AoEs are pretty easy to avoid. Just avoid them if you're in them. hold block, dodge roll out, because you get a free dodge roll every 30 seconds and you're good to go. Just try not to stand in AoEs. So here we go. We got 10 points into Steed's Blessing. We have 44 points into Steed's Blessing, 11 points into Professional Upkeep. These are slotables, so depending on what you want to use, definitely slot them. Green Tree is a little bit more of whatever you want to start doing. We got 10 points into Breakfall, 15 points into Reduce Waste Run usage, 15 points into Favor, 15 points into Inspiration Boost, which is going to increase our crafting inspiration gain by 10%. Right above it, we put 50 points into Disassembly, just so we can get more powerful upgrade materials, a chance at getting it. 50 points into Treasure Hunter, just so we have a chance at getting better quality items from chest. We have 10 points into Steadfast Enchants, just so we can have our weapons enchants decay slower. 10 points into Rationeer, and then 75 points into Liquid. Now, these are all really good slotables here. You're just going to have to kind of pick and choose which one you want. Well, hopefully this helps you out for you 900 CP. If you're going to stay watching, we're going to be talking about 1000 CP next. All right, let's go ahead and look at 1000 CP for tanks. So we put 50 points into Boundless, which is going to increase our max health by 1400. 50 points into Ironclad, which is going to increase our armor by 1731. We have 15 points into Tumbling, and then we go ahead and max out 50 into Expert Evasion. Remember that these three are slotables, and you want to equip them up on the top. Make sure that you confirm that as well. We have 10 points in the Tireless Guardian, 40 points in the Tireless Guardian, 45 points in the Fortification. Fortification is really, really good. That 6% block mitigation is huge. 80% of block cost reduction is actually not bad. It's not the best thing, but it's not bad. 24 points into Hasty, which increases your movement speed when sprinting by 2%. Then we have Hero's Vigor, which is granting you 280 max health per stage. So that's going to give you 1120 max health. We got 19 into Sprinter, which the next point we get will go in here. So that's going to reduce the cost of our sprint by 20% per, which will be 40%. So that'll be super nice. Let's go ahead and go to the blue tree. So again, we have 20 into Max Magicka, 20 into Max Stam, which unlocks the defensive passive tree here. We got 40 into everything, 40 quick recovery, 40 preparation, 40 elemental, 40 hardy. Preparation is like the big thing here. You definitely want to max that out first. It reduces the damage taken from NPCs. Hardy reduces the damage you take from melee and physical stuff. Elemental is obviously anything magic based or has like a status effect. So like, not a status effect, but a elemental effect on it. Magic, flame, frost, shock. And then quick recovery is just kind of nice to increase that healing taken. We got 40 points in the Duelist, 40 points into Enduring. We definitely want to keep these pumped up as much as possible. So 40 is where we're at now. And then 10 into Reduce the damage taken by AoEs. Again, if you're standing in AoEs the entire time, you're wrong. Just get out of AoEs and you'll be good to go. 43 points into Bulwark. We're going to max this out here soon. So this is something that we really want. So just make sure that we get that. All right. Next is we got 38 points in Professional Upkeep, which is going to reduce the cost of our repairing by 1% per stage. Steed's Blessing is going to increase our speed. So we got 50 points there. We have 10% or 10 points into Breakfall, 15 points into Wanderer, 10 points Wanderer, 10 points into this tree here, the Favor, 15 points into Inspiration. Crafting inspiration gain by 10% is pretty nice. 50 points into Disassembly. Basically, if you refine or disassemble something, you have a better chance at, yeah. So whenever you refine or disassemble, you have a better chance at getting more powerful materials. We got 50 points in there, 50 points into Treasure Hunter. Excuse me. So whenever we find a chest, we have a better chance of getting higher level higher quality item. Excuse me. 10 points into Steadfast Enchant, 10 points in the Rationeer, and then 75 points into Liquid Efficiency. Hopefully this video helped out. If you're going to continue watching, we'll be talking about 1100 CP next. All right, let's go ahead and look at 1100 CP for tanks. So we got 50 points in the Boundless, which is going to increase our max health by 1400. 50 points into Ironclad, which is going to increase our armor. These are slottables, so just make sure that you put those up on the top and confirm. We got 37 points in the Tumbling, which will max out hopefully here soon, which is going to reduce our roll dodge by 120 per stam or per stage. We maxed out Expert Evasion at 50, so that's another slottable we'll have to put on there. And this is a free dodge roll every 30 seconds. We have 30 into Sprinter. We reduce our sprint cost by 20 per stage. 24 into Hasty, which increases your movement speed when sprinting. We have 40 into Hero's Vigor, which is grants 1120 max health. 40 into Tireless Guardian, which is going to reduce the cost of block by 20 stamina per stage. And then we have 45 Fortification. This is super huge. Definitely max this one out first. Increase the amount of damage you can block by 2% per stage. Next, let's go to the blue tree. We got 30 points into Max Stam, 30 points in the Max Magicka. We have 40 points into Healing Taken, 40 points into Preparation, reduce the damage taken from NPCs, which actually is pretty nice. I know 8% seems really low, but it's actually quite nice. It helps out a lot. 40 points into Hardy and Ellie Defender. Basically, this is your physical poison, disease, bleed damage, and then frost, flame, shock damage that we want to get reduced. We have 40 points into Duelist and Enduring Resolve. This is single target damage reduction and then dot damage reduction. Now we're going to start putting points into here, which is going to reduce our damage by AoEs by 2% per stage. So we definitely want to start pumping points here. Make sure that we get Bulwark. This is a new slottable that we acquired, so make sure that we get that bad boy going. So this is actually really good. So let's go ahead and look at the green tree. We got 50 in Professional Upkeep, 50 in the Steed's Blessing. These are slottables, so make sure, depending on which way you go, you want to slot them. 10 points in the Breakfall, 15 points in the Way Shrine, 10 points into Favor, 15 points into Inspiration. Whenever you're crafting, Inspiration gained by 10%. It's actually nice. 50 points in Disassembly. Now this is going to increase the chance of getting rare materials, rare crafting materials when you decon or refine. So definitely check that out. 50 points in the Treasure Hunter. Again, remember that Disassembly and Treasure Hunter, they are slottable, so you're going to have to slot them depending on what you're doing. Treasure Hunter, we got 50, 31 into Steadfast Enchant, 10 points into Rationeer, 75 points into Liquid Efficiency. All right, well, hopefully this helped you out. If you're continue watching, stay tuned. We got 1200 CP coming up next. All right, let's look at 1200 CP for tanking. All right, so we put 50 points in the Boundless, 50 points into Ironclad. This is going to give us max health and armor. So these are both slottable, so make sure we put those on the top. We got 37 points into Tumbling, which we can max that out now or later. Totally up to you if you want to. Expert Evasion, we definitely want to max this out though, so that we can use this. This is a free dodge roll every 30 seconds. 40 into Sprinter because I do a lot of speed runs and stuff, so I went ahead and maxed that out first. Hasty, we put 32 points in there. Again, I do a lot of speed runs, so that's why I put those in there. 40 points in the Tireless Guardian, reduce the cost of block by 20 per stam. or 20 stamina per stage. And fortification, which is huge. You definitely want to put some points into there. 45 points there. 40 points in the hero's vigor. So that it maxes it out at 1120 max health. And now we're going to start putting points into savage defense. But I think we're going to max out tumbling here. So max out tumbling, then start putting points into savage defense. In the blue tree, we have 30 into max magicka, 30 into max stam. In the purple tree here at the beginning, we got 40 into everything. This helps you out tremendously. 40 into quick recovery, increases your healing taken. 40 into preparation, which reduces the damage from NPCs, which is 8%, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it definitely does help out a lot. 40 into Hardy and Ellie Aegis, which Ellie Aegis, and I don't know why they just didn't call it Ellie Defender. But anyways, Hardy and Ellie Aegis, definitely put points, 40 points in there, reduces the damage you take from magic, flame, frost, and shock. And also Hardy does physical, poison, disease, and bleed. We got 40 points into Duelist, 40 into Enduring. We, whoops, I did not mean to max that out, but sorry about that. I meant to max out Duelist first. 50 points into Duelist first, please. Reduce the damage taken by single target attacks by 2%. This is actually huge, 10%. It's really good. And then we have Enduring, which we'll max out next. Which is reduce the damage from damage over time effects. And then we have 40 points, which we'll probably keep here for a little bit until we max out these two defensive ones. Damn alarm. So we got 40 points here, reduce the damage taken by AoEs. 50 points in the Bulwark. This is actually really good, so definitely keep points into here. These are all slottable, so please make sure that you put them in the top and confirm. We have 50 points into Professional Upkeep, 50 into Steed's Blessing. These are really good, just up to you on which one you want to use. We have 20 points into Reduce Fall Damage taken, 20 points into Reduce the cost of waste run usage, 10 points into Favor here, 15 points into Crafting Inspiration gained. We have 50 points in Disassembly, which is really nice for crafting when you decon and refine materials. 50 points into Treasure Hunter. So again, Disassembly and Hunter, these are both slottable. So whatever you're doing, make sure that you slot them so you don't miss out on getting a chance of good loot from a chest or good loot from good powerful upgrade materials when you go to decon and refine materials. Steadfast Enchant is actually pretty nice as well. So we maxed that out at 50. We have 10 into Rationeer and then 75 into Liquid. Excuse me. Hopefully this helps you out for you 1200 CPers. If you're going to continue watching, we're going to be talking about 1300 CP next. All right, let's go ahead and look at 1300 CP for tanks. We got 50 points into Boundless, 50 points in the Ironclad, which increases our max health and armor. These are both slottable, so please put them up in the top and confirm. 45 points in the Tumbling. Finally maxed that bad boy out, which reduces the cost of roll dodge by 120 per stam. Then below that, we maxed out Expert Evasion at 50, which every 30 seconds you get a free dodge roll. 40 points into Sprinter just to reduce the cost of sprinting. Hasty, we had 32 just to increase our sprinting. 40 points into Hero's Vigor to increase our max health by 1120. 40 points into Tireless Guardian to reduce the cost of block by 20 stamina per stage. And then we have Fortification, which is huge. 6% block mitigation, which is super nice. We're at 41 for Savage Defense at the top here to reduce our bash by 90. So this is actually really, really good. So now let's look at the blue tree. We got 40 into a max magicka, 33 in the max stand, which we should be putting points into here to max it out. Then we unlock the center tree. We're at 40 in the quick recovery, 40 in the preparation, which has reduced the damage of NPCs. 40 points into Hardy and Ellie, which are basically the same thing. It reduces the physical, poison, disease, and bleed damage. And then Elemental reduce the damage of Magic, Flame, Frost, and Shock. So definitely max those bad boys out. We got 50 into Duelist, which reduces single target damage. 50 points here to reduce the damage taken over time. Definitely want to max that bad boy out as well. 50 points here to reduce the area of effect attacks by 10%, which is actually pretty good now. And then 50 points into Bulwark, which is going to increase our resistance by 1900. Super nice. All these are slottable, so please slot them in at the top and confirm. Green Tree, again, this is all up to you, but it's 50 points in the Professional, 50 points in the Steeds. This is actually really nice. Increase your movement speed out of combat. Super nice. 75 points in the Liquid Efficiency, 30 points into Rationeer. Finally maxed that out. 20 points into Breakfall, 20 points into Reduce Ray Shrine, 10 points into Fortune's Favor, 28 points in Inspiration Boost. This is what I'm going to max out next. 50 points into Disassembly. This helps you gain materials from refining and deconstructing. 50 points into Treasure Hunter. 50 points into Steadfast Enchant. Hopefully this helps you out. If you continue watching, we'll be looking at 1400 CP next. All right, let's go ahead and look at CP for 1400. If you're 1400 CP. We have 50 in the Boundless, 50 into Ironclad. This increases our max health and armor. These are both slottables. Please put those up at the top and confirm. Okay, my dogs are barking. Nice. Okay, so 45 into Tumbling, which reduces the roll dodge, 120, or excuse me, 360 cost reduction. So that's super nice. We have Expert Evasion. So that's definitely something we need to max out. That's one free dodge roll every 30 seconds. 40 into Sprinter, which is reduce the cost of sprint. And then Hasty, which increases our movement speed. Hero's Vigor, which increases our max stam, or excuse me, our max health by 1120. We have 40 into Tireless Guardian, which is 80 block cost reduction. 45 into Fortification, which is 6% block mitigation. 45 into Savage Defense, which reduces our bash by 135. Then we're going to start putting it, we put 15 points over here to increase our movement speed while bracing. And then at the very top, we're going to start maxing this bad boy out, which is our last passive that we pretty much need. I guess we could put points in Defiance, but there's not many times that I've noticed that I need to break free. So that's why I haven't started putting points in here yet. If you start noticing that you need to break free a lot, then start putting points in here. I'd probably take points out of bashing in the bashing ones and then put points here. All right, the Blue Tree, we put 40 points into Max Magicka, then put 40 points into healing, or 26 points into Healing Done. 40 points into max stam. Then we're in the Purple Tree here. We put 40 points into everything to help reduce the damage we take. So 40 points into Preparation. That's 8% damage reduction from NPCs. Hardy is 4% damage reduction for physical and melee ads. And then Elemental is 4% damage reduction from magic type users. We got 50 points into all of these trees here, which is going to reduce single target damage, damage over time, AoE damage, and this one right here, Bulwark, which is actually going to increase our physical and spell resistance while we have a shield or frost staff equipped. Now we're looking in the green tree. We have 50 points into Professional Upkeep, 50 into Steed's Blessing, 75 into Liquid Efficiency. This is actually really nice. Rationeer is actually really good too. 30 points for food duration, 36 into Breakfall, 20 into Wanderer, 10% into Favor here, 45 into the Inspiration Boost. We got 50 points in Disassembly, 50 points into Treasure Hunter, and 50 points into the Enchant. Now, keep in mind that some of these are slottables, like these big green ones, they are slottable. and they need to be put up in the tree or the skill slot up here if you want to use them. Just keep that in mind. All right, hopefully this helped out. We'll be looking at 1500 CP next if you're going to continue watching. Okay, let's go ahead and look at 1500 CP for tanks. We got 50 into Boundless, 50 into Ironclad. This increases our max health by 1400 and then increases our armor by 1731. These are both slottables. Please put them up at the top and remember to confirm. 45 points in the Tumbling. This is going to reduce our dodge roll. 50 points into Expert Evasion, which is going to reduce every time you dodge roll, you get a free dodge roll. So every dodge roll is free for my goodness. Every dodge roll you do is free every 30 seconds. Okay. 40 points in the Sprinter to reduce the cost of sprint. 32 points into Hasty to increase your movement speed. 40 points into Hero's Vigor, which is going to increase your max health by 1120. 40 points into Tireless Guardian. It's going to reduce the cost of block by 80. Fortification, which is going to reduce the amount you can block by 6%, which is super good. 15 points into Nimble Protector, which is 15% movement speed while you're bracing, which is basically when you go to hold block. 45 points into the Savage, which is going to reduce your bash by 135. I put 40 points into Bashing Brutality, which increases your damage, but you could definitely put points. You could definitely take the points out of there and start putting them into Defiance. However you want to do it. 40 points into Defiance, which is going to reduce the cost of Break Free, or you could put it into Bashing Brutality, whichever one you see fit. Now let's go to the blue tree. We have 40 points into Max Stam and Max Magicka, 40 points into Blast, which is Healing Done, and then 20 points into Critical Chance, which I'll get into a little later. The reason why we do this is just because if you ever do solo play, you definitely kind of want to get one more slottable, which is like Reviving Blow or something like that. That's just kind of like my take on it. Like if I ever want to swap my tank to do a little bit of damage, I'm going to do it with Reviving Blows here. So this unlocks the purple passive here, which we're going to put 40 points into everything. So we got 40 points in the Quick Recovery, which is Healing Taken. 40 points into Preparation, which is 8% damage reduction. 40 points into Elemental Expert or Elemental Aegis and Hardy, which is damage reduction. It's 4% damage reduction from physical poison, disease, bleed, frost, flame, shock, magic. Then we put 50 points into all these 4 trees here, which is Duelist, Enduring, Bulwark, all those. This reduces single target damage. This reduces damage over time. This is AoE damage. And then this increases your physical and spell resistance when holding a shield or frost dance. These are all slottable, so make sure you put them up on the top and then confirm. Green tree is totally up to you, but I put 50 points in Professional Upkeep, 50 into Steed, 75 into Liquid, 30 points into Rationeer, 50 points into Steadfast Enchant, 50 into Hunter, 50 into Disassembly, 45 points into Inspiration, 10 points into Favor, 40 points into Wanderer, 50 points into Break Free. Hopefully this helped out. Now then, if you're going to continue watching, our last one is going to be over 1600 CP. All right, let's take a look at 1600 CP for tanks. All right, so we got 50 in the Boundless, 50 in the Ironclad. These are both slottable, so put them on the top and make sure you confirm it. 45 in the Tumbling to reduce the dodge costs. 50 points into Expert Evasion. 1 free dodge roll every 30 seconds is nice. That's a slottable, so put them up top and confirm. 40 points into Defiance to reduce their cost of Break Free. 41 points into Mystic Tenacity. I took it out of Bashing Brutality because nobody cares how much damage you do when you bash. Reducing the status effect is actually pretty nice. So then we have 40 into Hero's Vigor, which is going to increase our max health. 32 points in the Hasty to increase our movement speed. 40 points into Sprinter to reduce the cost of sprint. 40 points into Tireless to reduce the cost of blocking. And then Fortification to reduce block mitigation by 6%. Super nice. Nimble, 15 points to increase movement speeds while bracing, which is basically when you're getting ready to hold block. 45 points in the Savage to reduce the cost of bashing. All right, Blue Tree. 40 points in the max Stam, 40 points in the max Magicka. We got 40 points into Blessing. I went ahead and took it out 3%, or when I took and put points out of Precision because I started thinking about dungeon tanks. They might want to take off this tree here for the AoEs and put on an extra heal if you're doing like 3DDs or something like that. So that's why I started putting 3 points in Precision. So that's why I changed that. So 50 points into Focus Mending, which is a slottable that you might want to put on for like dungeon runs and stuff if you do 3 DPS. We're going to look at the Purple Tree now, which is 40% in everything in here. Increase your healing taken, reduce the damage from NPCs by 8%, reduce damage by 4% for physical, poison, disease, bleed, magic, flame, frost, and shock damage. We have 50 points here, which increases your or reduces the single target damage that you take by 10%. 50 points into Enduring, which is going to reduce the damage you take from damage over time abilities. 50 points here to reduce the AoE. You don't really need this. Veteran Sunspire, pretty much you need. I mean, you would like to have if you're main tanking or hard mode, Locestes. Other than that, there's a few instances where you might want to put it, but I'm starting to believe that you don't really need this as much as I think. So that's why I unlock Focus Mending. Then we have 50 points into Bulwark, which increases your physical and spell resistance, which is actually nice while holding a shield or frost staff. Let's look at the Green Tree. So you got, again, this is all up to you, but 50 points into Professional Upkeep, 50 into Seed's Blessing, 75 into Liquid here, 30 points in the Rationeer. You definitely want to keep this one. 50 points into Steadfast Enchant, reduces your weapon enchant decay by 20% slower per stage. Treasure Hunter, which is increases the quality that you find in treasure chests, which is super nice. So you definitely want to keep that if you do dungeons or just run around open world. 50 points in Disassembly, which increases the chance at finding powerful upgrade materials for deconning or refining materials. 45 points into Crafting Inspiration. 10 points into Favor here. 40 points into Reduce the Cost of Waste Shrine. 50 points into Reduce Fall Damage, because you never know when you'll need it. 33 points into the Resurrect. So whenever you resurrect yourself or an ally player, you have a 33% chance not to consume a soul gem. So if some dude just keeps dying, you got 33% chance not to consume a soul gem. As far as like when you continue to start getting higher and higher in CP, what I started doing is I started putting points into here. Then I started, so the higher I got, I started putting points in Precision. Then I started putting points into Reviving Blows, and just kind of like putting points in here so that I can just easily swap my tank into a DPS. I actually have all this filled out as well. As far as like the red tree goes, I have all passives, and I'm starting to work on Tempered Soul. So I'm pretty close to maxing this out. I think I have like 80 points in here. But I have all the passives up, and I honestly I have these 3 slotted, and this one, but I actually recently just took this one out since I don't really need it, and I put this one here. Survival Instincts, the higher CP that I got. So I'm just kind of like fighting between if I need more recovery or if I want to take this survival here. Your core combat skills are going to be your blocking, your dodge rolling, stuff like that. So it's kind of nice here to have that. However, I don't know if it's better than the recovery yet, as I have yet to test it. So if you do look at it, it's 25% reduction in like blocking and stuff like that. And this one is 150 extra recovery. So totally up to you on how you want to start putting your points. As far as the green tree goes, I literally I just put all my points into the passives. That's what I did. Now that I'm like 24, I'm at 2400, and I've just been putting points into just like random stuff. So again, totally up to you on how you want to do that. Again, 100% up to you. But that is it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully this helped. Take care.